So to kick us off, my name is Lee Ellen Harmer. I'm the Partnerships Manager for Data Science for Everyone, and we are thrilled to have you all here for today's showing of upcoming data science professional development opportunities. While we wait for a few more people to come into the Zoom, we invite you to go ahead and introduce yourself in the chat. If you would, please share your name, your organization, and what you're hoping to find in the PD listings today. We appreciate you joining us and again, having some patience with our technicalities here. All right. Give you just a minute to type your information into the chat. And then I'll tell you a little bit about our organization. So Data Science for Everyone, or DS4E, is a national initiative coalition that strives to catalyze the adoption of data science and data literacy as a basic component of K-12 education. Originally catalyzed from our Freakonomics podcast, the push for data literacy has become a national movement with over 3,000 education leaders and now 29 participating states across the country. We currently work on 4 things: raising awareness, gathering and catalyzing classroom resources, community building, and policy as it relates to data science education. I would also like to remind everyone about the DS4E community standards. We welcome coalition members of all different backgrounds and levels of experience with data science education. While this is mostly an informational webinar, we still want to ensure that any discussions are healthy and engaging. So we've established a code of conduct that creates an environment of respect, inclusion, and effective communication. You can learn more about our community standards, including how to report violations, on our website, and we will also drop a link in the chat right now. All right. We are so happy to have all of you with us, as we said, and we're also excited to introduce you to many of the partners within our DS4E Content Partner Network. This network is made up of those partners with whom we work the closest and whose offerings have been vetted by the DS4E team as high-quality data literacy and data science materials. Their products cover a wide spectrum of materials, ranging from supplemental resources that can be integrated into your curriculum, modules that can be pulled into existing courses, and dedicated data science courses for high school students. So given that variety, the content partners will share a bit about the offerings themselves, and then they will preview the summer opportunities you can take advantage of if you're interested in learning more. We have a lot of information to pack into this session, so while we won't have time for Q&A, you are more than welcome and encouraged to put questions in the chat or reach out to the speakers afterwards. The slides and their contact information will be shared with all registered attendees, and the presenters will also put their contact information in the chat after they present. In order to help you with that endeavor, we have created a document for you to take notes on each of the providers that will be presenting today. So we'll drop the link in the chat now for you to copy and use so you can share this information back with other teachers, administrators, and district partners. Please note that, again, we will send the full slide deck with links and the recording of this webinar after the event. But in the meantime, I encourage you to go ahead and grab the link to this note catcher, open that up in a separate window so that you can take notes as you're following along, and just help, again, for your own memory and to pass this information along to others that might be interested. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick off our session. We'll start with our integrated offerings, and these are resources that can be integrated with existing curriculum. I'm actually going to summarize our first integrated offering on behalf of our first organization, Skew the Script. Skew the Script offers free, genuinely relevant math lessons for AP Statistics, Algebra 1, and Algebra 2. This year, Skew the Script is expanding their regional PLCs for AP Stats and high school stats teachers. The PLC is a year-long program that includes a mix of in-person and virtual workshops, classroom observations, and one-to-one coaching. And the focus areas of the program include internalizing Skew the Script lessons, adapting and implementing the curriculum so teachers know exactly when and how to teach the lessons, and strengthening teacher moves to center relevance, discussion, and high engagement in the classroom. As you can see from a quote from one of the members of their PLC in Massachusetts, they say the Skew U PLC has been the most relevant PD I have ever taken. I've been able to collaborate with teachers from across the state who all teach AP statistics. How rare is that? So your call to action for Skew the Script is to, once you get these slides, to actually click on the link for the brief interest form and go ahead and pass that on to teachers, school administrators, district leaders, and others to be able to learn more about this offering. And from there, I am going to pass this over to Jocelyn at Tuva.
All right. Oh, yeah. So there's certain things that only show up when you click. So I wasn't even thinking about this part of me not running the slides, but my name is Jocelyn. I work at Tuva and I'm a science education specialist here. Tuva is a supplementary curriculum program, and we have a couple of core pieces of our mission that I just wanted to quickly share, and those include advancing real-world pedagogy, as well as promoting data literacy. And in order to do those two things, we build next generation data graphing and statistics tools, as well as creating lessons that you can weave right into your math and science curricula in grades 2 through 12 and even in a few AP courses. And you may also see us in other products. So we do also show up in other core curricula programs like HMH, Open SciEd, STEM Scopes. And so, oops, I can see something covering up the slides at this point. There we go. And so you can look for us there as well. And we have two basic programs. So if you could advance to the next slide for me. One of the supplementary programs is really targeted at secondary math and science. Again, our materials are all designed to integrate with existing curriculum, and we have interactive tools, math and science lesson libraries, libraries of real-world data sets. You can also insert your own data, and you can create your own activities right in Tuva. Similarly, we have a product that is specifically for second through fifth grade. So we want to start them early and get data literacy in there. So if you can advance to the next slide. So we have specific tools that are designed for our younger students as well that are much simplified and scaffold the data exploration process. We have interdisciplinary lessons as well as real math practice lessons. And again, you can insert your own data and create your own activities right there in Tuva Junior. So that's who we are. Now that you know who we are, I wanted to let you know that we also are offering some professional learning opportunities. Some of them are over the summer, but many of them are just kind of ongoing. You could do them at any time of the year. So this first slide talks about things that we offer year-round, not just in the summer, but of course, you could do these during the summer. So we have a series of, we call them micro-credentials. Basically, they're just hour-long to 60 to 90-minute workshops that you can, as a district or as a school or a department, contract with us to have. And so this is the list of them. They cover both math and science because that's our jam. And so we have data skills for teachers. We could cater that specifically to science, math, even social studies. Or we could do it all combined in an interdisciplinary fashion. And that just is a quick review of data skills because we find that especially science teachers and social studies teachers, they don't necessarily get this in teacher training programs. And so for some of them, it's been a long time. We also have enhanced claim evidence and reasoning with data. That is just what it sounds like. We have an enhance all 5 E's with data. So if your curriculum program uses the 5E model, that might be a good one for you. We have integrating data across the science and engineering practices, and that one is for really for science teachers and helping them figure out, well, how could we use data for modeling? How could we use data for arguing from evidence? How can we use data for asking questions? So all of the SEPs can be done with data. We have one about investigating local phenomena, specifically with data. Ooh, and there's a typo in this next one. I'm so sorry. There's also one in integrating data in middle school math and then using data to teach Algebra 1. This QR code will lead you to our microcredentials page, and you would just reach out if you were interested as a school in contracting with us for those. Additionally, we have one more offering that we know is going to be happening this summer. If you could advance to that last slide for me. This is an individual opportunity. We do not know the date yet. So we're working with NSTA, and with them, we are co-facilitating a webinar on efficiently collecting and visualizing local data with TUVA, and then using it to create lessons that develop students' data literacy. But we have not finalized the date yet. As many of you may know, NSTA is coming up next week. They're very busy, and we just didn't have time to pull that together, so I'm sorry. But if you are interested, please send me an email. This is my email address here on the slide, jocelyn@tuvalabs.com, to just let me know you're interested. That doesn't mean you have to do it, but then once I know, I would then send you the information and you could look through it and decide if you want to do it. We also have some supports that are open at any time. We have free office hours where you can jump in, check out the tools, learn to do something, check out any of our free lessons, and also learn to, we can just talk data too. So if you wanted to think about how you could integrate data into your lessons, we can do that. And we have a math specialist on our team too. So you could sign up for office hours with her if you're more math focused, and with me if you're more science focused. And then finally, we have a handout library, which again is asynchronous access for everybody, and the link is there. So I am done talking. I hope I didn't go over my time. I really appreciate you all having me join. I'm off to do mom duty, but I am going to put my contact information in the chat. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out to me.
Great. Thank you so much, Jocelyn. Really appreciate it. So our next offering is Data Classroom, and I am actually going to speak on behalf of Erin Reedy at Data Classroom and tell you a little bit more about their offering. So Data Classroom was founded by teachers who wanted to make better tools for students learning to make graphs and analyze data. And in addition to student-friendly data tools, Data Classroom also has a library of classroom-ready data sets and activities. So you can see the link and the QR code for free evaluator access for Data Classroom on this slide. And then we'll move over to the professional development opportunities. So this year, all the summer professional development opportunities are free and online. And all the Data Classroom webinar presenters have PhD level expertise in working with data, as well as K-12 classroom teaching experience. So as you can see, there are a number of different webinars here, along with the dates, a little bit of a blurb about them. And each one has a registration link associated with it. So once you do get the slides after the end of the webinar, you'll be able to click on these registration links if there's one you're interested in particular. All right, so that is Data Classroom, short and sweet. And next we are going to move over to Mont Cordero from YouCubed. Oh, sorry. Before we do that, I'm so sorry. We do have a just a quick sort of header slide to let you know that we are now we're actually switching over to offerings that are both integrated and have a dedicated course option. So these partners have both something that you can integrate into your classroom, or they have a dedicated course offering for high school. So without further ado, Mont.
Hello, hello. Thank you. And thank you, Leila. And that was exactly a great start to what I wanted to share, because I was going to share that we are youcubed. We are a team within the Stanford Graduate School of Education, and we study math and data science education. And I'm here to tell you about the data science focused stuff, but if you check out youcubed.org, we have a bunch of math specific stuff as well. I'd be happy to see you at. But okay, in general, in terms of broadly K-12 integrated resources, we have data talks, which are modeled after number talks. If you're familiar with those in the math ed side of things, or they're like little kind of like data morsels for you to start your classes. You can like show some sort of data visualizations for students to discuss. So many of those. Then we have the K10 data science big ideas and lessons, which kind of break down per grade band what are some of the big ideas in data science in those grades, and they have lessons associated with them, and some thoughts on how to use them. And we have, again, the year-long project-based, flexible high school data science course. So we can go to the next slide, please. So our data science course is designed to be kind of like end of high school, probably junior or senior year course that provides completely project-based learning for students in data science. It was a delight putting it together, and now we delight in running professional development for it. So this summer, we'll actually be in New Mexico for a week, and that session is already full. But we will be providing an online version of it. These are 4-day online professional development. So it's like broken up in two pairs of days, as you can see right there. That's for a single PD session. And we also have a recording of the online course, which is split instead into like 10 2-hour sessions that you can do at your leisure. I personally find the live online one more fun because you get to, interact with us. But I am happy we have an offering that you can take, at your whatever pace works for you. So we have both those available at this here. I'm going to put in the chat. That is our PD website that actually has all of our professional development on it, but that includes both the synchronous high school course professional development and the recorded version. Those are both there. And the PD, I really enjoy it because we go through the curriculum, so it like helps you get familiar with all of it, and dig deeper into like how do you think about teaching the different parts of it. We have a lot of hands-on time working in groups with other teachers, and so like you will both kind of like get your hands dirty in the like activities that students do, and also get to discuss with other teachers and us how to adapt to your classroom, because part of this curriculum and writing it was thinking about the fact that data must be relevant to students' lives, and so we want this curriculum to be a starting point and for teachers to take it and like modify it in ways that are interesting and useful and enriching to their classrooms. So we think about that in the PD. And if we can go to the last slide. Thank you. And we also have this data mines professional development. So this one is kind of K-12, and the idea is that it's about teaching with data. So like with I think we sometimes refer to it as like a data twist. So like to integrate data into your classrooms, regardless of grade level. This one, again, we have an in-person one of this is for leaders in Utah. So if that is you, please look into it and come join us. Otherwise, we have an online opportunity a little later in June. And we'd be happy to have you there. Part of the reason I shared both the New Mexico and the Utah one, even though they are like limited in different ways, is that we do go out there and run these professional development sessions for different groups, sometimes for like state, district groups of folks that get together and ask us to come along. So if you're interested in any of these things or variations thereof, please get in touch, and we run PD, like to fit different folks' needs. So please let us know if you would like to hear from us in a way that's different than these. And otherwise, the link I dropped has the PD dates, and we would love to see you at some point this summer or in the future. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Mont. Next, we're going to hear from Joy Straub from Bootstrap.
Super excited to be here. In 2017, I was a high school math teacher teaching IM3, Integrated Math 3, and AP Statistics, and I walked into a Bootstrap data science training way back then. Got so excited to bring that to my school as a dedicated data science course, which was not really heard of much in 2017. Got it approved in the state of California as a third-year math class, and we just like flew, and I worked with Bootstrap to develop the course even further. Retired 3 years ago, and now I get to work alongside Bootstrap, supporting teachers and training teachers all year long. And so I have a dream job. And I love, love, love what data science has done for math students. You know that question, when will we ever use it? Oh my goodness, data science answers that question. And Bootstrap wants to, the philosophy behind Bootstrap is that we really take math seriously. Like the programming language that is used behind Bootstrap is written for math teachers, is with math in mind. You know, the equations are written just as math does. The laws of math are the laws behind this. And if you know other computer programming languages, you know sometimes it's not the same. And so we really do take seriously the classroom. We stick with one tool and not to have teachers do a whole bunch of tools, so they can focus on data science skills and not having to learn a bunch of other things to distract from the classroom. And so that's kind of the focus that we do within data science there. Although the students will use multiple data sets and things that are real world data sets to learn from. One of the things we really learned is that we really need to learn how to balance the algebra and the data science, though, and not just completely throw out all of the algebra to do data science. And that's what happened here in California. So our Algebra 2 course is now accepted at the universities because we made it A through G rigorous and have all the models all the way through periodic models that the students will learn with. So it's not replacing the algebra, but using data science to model and learn the algebra. So it's really project-based. We get those students in there. We have a library of data sets, of course. They can choose their own to incorporate in. That was really fun. That's the power in this, is that students can then be engaged. I had students who were into birds, so let's bring in birds, or MLB, whatever. I had English learners sat there next to a calculus student, and they were learning just the same and standing in front of the class and presenting their projects just the same because they were engaged and knew their topic. They became experts. And so it just brings the classroom to life. I just love what data does to the math classroom, especially, but I had a dedicated data science as well. We also have AI curriculum now that can be integrated in. So we have AI, Algebra 2, and Algebra, and the data science curriculum. You can take pieces of it and integrate them. It doesn't have to be full dedicated courses. You can bring in portions of them. So it can come alongside. So that's cool. I think we can go to the next slide, Leon. That's good. And so that's where we talk about this. You know, what if someone says, I'm just getting started? We need everything, all the help. Well, we have lesson plans that are fully there with handouts, rubrics, even assessments, slides, Google Slides with Pear Deck connected, so you can run that. Everything that you need is set up for you if you need to start from fresh. I provide monthly coaching sessions for all of the areas that you could come and bring your questions, and we have set topics. There's also one-on-one Zoom sessions should you wish to schedule them and get specific help. What if you say our district doesn't have funds to buy anything? Everything from Bootstrap is free. All the materials are online, free. The only thing that costs is the PD. And this summer, most of our PD is free or very, very cheap. So this is the summer to get involved and get trained. But what if you're like old pros and you don't want to need all of the bath water and everything? You just need a little bit. That's where Lee Allen was talking about. You can pick and choose some of them. You can mix them together. If you just want data literacy at the middle school, we have it set up so you could go into the data science curriculum and just do certain of those lessons. And then, of course, I just already mentioned that Algebra 2 does meet that California standard covering the data science and the Algebra 2 requirement. And then we got all that algebra modeling and AI as well. We'll go on to the next one. This is our PD, what's coming up this summer. It's already been mentioned that our Albuquerque, New Mexico is sold out. Both of our AI and our Algebra 2 data science approach sold out there. We have some in Michigan that are free with stipends for Michigan teachers. I also have Texas teachers. We have some spots left there. If you know anybody in Texas, they're free with a stipend as well. I do have one training still with room, and that's in Oceanside. That will be Algebra 2 with a data science approach. And we have a donor who has allowed us to dock that down 70%. So $500 for the whole week of training. That's it. There's room there. So if you're interested in that, the web link is down at the bottom. You can go to bootstrapworld.org/workshops, and all of the workshops are there, because we also have all of our other curriculum workshops you'll find there as well, because we do other things besides these. You can find anything there. You can also, I'll put my email in the chat, and you can contact me anytime you want, and I'd be happy to answer any questions. I'm good.
Thank you so much, Joy. We appreciate it. Next, we are going to pass it over to Veronique from Quant Hub.
Hi, good evening. So I only have one slide. So Quant Hub is a data and AI fluency company. We started with corporate, and from there we were asked to drill down to K-12, and now we also work with higher ed as well. So we leverage our contacts with corporate and higher ed in terms of the skills that students need to know, prereq skills that students need to know to help constantly improve our content on our platform. So Quant Hub is not a generative AI company. We don't have students actually make things or what have you. We are trying to drill down to data and AI fluency skills like exploratory data analysis, statistical data analysis, data visualizations, creating problems, understanding what the problems are, drilling down to those key concepts. So what we do is we actually align with courses of study. We are for 7th through 12th grade. That's where we are right now. We're working on elementary, but right now our sweet spot is 7th through 12th grade. And we work to supplement in classrooms. So for your math, science, and career tech courses, we offer an alignment of skills to those moves within those courses that align with data and AI literacy. Also, we have two courses that we have developed: applied data science, which can be taught by a math or a science teacher, and also data analytics, that's more aligned with career technical education courses. So we have that available. Teachers that decide to go that route, we provide professional development. We provide coaching for you, slide decks, the materials that you need, group activities, interactive activities, and we even help to set up field trips so that students can actually see how this is being used in the workplace. For the applied data science, we like to deal with data sets, customized data sets. So we work with districts and we look at the employers that are in the area and where they really want us to stress in terms of customizing data sets, and also teacher interest, student interest, and we provide those customized data sets. Here you see where we have course offerings for teachers, teacher PD. We have about over 100 hours of PD available for teachers. We want the teachers to grow in comfort in data and AI fluency as well. general, we find that if we expose teachers to the content, they are better teachers, and they are unafraid to tackle math, science, and CTE courses and how they align with those specific skills. So we are proud that we try to front load teachers so that they can build their confidence level. And we also have our data ambassadors. So you can talk to a Quant Hub staff member if you want more comfort, but we have leveraged teachers that have used our platform. So we have teachers in all grade levels, and we have teachers in all content areas in terms of math, science, and CTE courses. So if you're a middle school teacher and you want to know, hey, how are you doing this? You're successful. Give me some pointers. You can actually look at our data ambassador website, and you can pick a teacher that you may want to talk to that's teaching in your area on your grade level and get some ideas from them. We also, if you look to the right, we have professional development for administrators. Woohoo! So we find sometimes that, administrators say, hey, we want you to make data-driven decisions, but sometimes they don't know how to make data-driven decisions. So we help them by providing professional development for administrators. So if you're an administrator, principal, curriculum and instruction person, or maybe you're a department chair, we help you look at your data for your state test. And then we actually have some skills that we want you to learn in terms of analyzing that data. And we have a capstone project that goes along with that, where we are asking you to drill down your data, create some customized visualizations that help your faculty understand what's going on with your school. We have you analyze different data points within your school, not just the test scores, but what's going on with your student population, what's going on with absenteeism. We have you pick up two factors that you really want to just dive into, and then you have to create a slide deck and actually video yourself presenting to your department or to your whole faculty, and that is your capstone project, and we award you 12 to 20 hours depending on what project you decide to do. So Quant Hub has those foundational skills down packed for you, and also those integrated skills down packed for you. We have those two courses, Applied Data Science and Data Analytics. If you are interested, want to learn more, all of this is asynchronous. So you can do it online wherever you are. Scan the code for us, give us some information, and we'll reach back out to you so that we can serve you and get you empowered to teach data and AI skills wherever you are. So that's Quant Hub.
Thank you so much, Veronique. Really appreciate it. All right, so now we are going to move to the partners that offer a dedicated high school course offering. And we are going to start with Kaylor Davis from CourseKata.
Hi, everyone. I'm Saylor. The spelling is confusing, but it's actually Saylor Davis from CourseKata. And we are a nonprofit organization that provides an interactive and evidence-based online text, a variety of online textbooks and curricula, but we primarily focus on teaching statistics and data science. And we're currently in over 30 states and used in over 150 plus institutions. And we like to just help teachers turn the complex quantitative courses into something engaging and provide hopefully successful experiences for their students. I'll take the next slide, please. So what do we do? As I mentioned, we provide an interactive online textbook. And instead of it being like just static chapters, their students get a narrative-driven lessons with over 1,500 formative assessments and our coding exercises that are built right into the pages of the book. And they also get to work in Jupyter notebooks as part of like the in-class activities where they can, engage with real and large and messy fun data sets, just like real data scientists do. And we're able to have it all integrate directly into your existing LMS. So if you use Canvas, Google Classroom, whatever it is, we can integrate so that the textbook links in there, and a Jupyter Hub gets linked in there so that you can distribute Jupyter notebooks to the students as well as then collect them back and grade them. So it makes it nice and easy. And what's also very important to us is the kata part of CourseKata. That's what inspires us to follow what we call the Better Book model, so that we are continuously improving the curriculum based on the way the students interact with all the online materials, so we can see their responses in the books and get feedback directly from teachers, researchers, and students to see how things are working and continuously improve the textbook, continuously improve the in-class materials and the Jupyter notebooks. So we take the idea of always trying to make the book better, better and better by doing this engaging in the continuous improvement process and looking at the research on how students and teachers are actually using the curriculum. And then the next slide, please. This is because we see that the problem is, we know that teaching statistics is quite hard, and if you're doing it alone, that's even harder. So often we feel like we're just kind of stuck on a little island, not always able to like go out and engage with our local community and just maybe kind of guessing, hoping students are getting it until we see their midterm scores. And so thus we've cultivated this community of fellow CourseKata teachers over the years. So right now we have, over 150 instructors who are regularly engaging with us and providing feedback and developing materials alongside of us. The textbook, the online textbook also gives you a dashboard where you can like actually see live how your students are doing, how they're responding, maybe where they're struggling. Helps, prevent student thinking from being too invisible. And then additionally, we have a full library of different projects and materials and all kinds of implementation guides that are ready to go, built and tested in the wild, so to speak, and freely available. Next slide, please. And we highly value fostering this idea of support and community. So it's really big that we want to be there for you from day one. So from the moment you are interested in just any kind of onboarding to day to day, we have daily office hours for people to drop in with any questions about the content, or if you're learning our coding maybe and having some errors, you want to help debug, we're available daily. And then again, we have our huge library of materials. We also engage in research partnerships with lots of different researchers. So if anybody's interested as instructors or as researchers to contributing to making more publications or presenting at conferences, we welcome that as well. And then next slide, please. And overall, we've seen lots of great support for this approach. So we're really seeing that the materials, which are really focused on a modeling approach and helping students practice making connections to all the little things that they're learning, all the little bits of the statistics and everything, and help them connect them to this broader idea of modeling. And then we find that it really does help prepare them for future learning, helping them learn from going from simple models to more advanced models a little more easily, help them extend that knowledge. Sorry. So I went off my script, so I don't want to make sure I hit all my points. Yeah, and then we've taken in our goals of looking at the data in the textbook and such, we had noticed, some equity gaps. So we took initiative to directly address those by modifying things in the book and the materials. And we found that we were able to close some of those equity gaps. Also helping improve attitudes and reduce math anxiety or even coding anxiety for those who are maybe not familiar with coding or programming. The course really gives a nice gentle introduction to R coding. And we really see that anxiety go down as students get more familiar and more confident. And yeah, and then the continuous improvement every day, every single day, we're constantly making even just tiny improvements, and then over time making bigger improvements based on all this feedback, based on student performance, based on teacher feedback. So next slide, please. We'd love for you to join us in our upcoming PD opportunities. We have a fellowship. It's open to all high school teachers who've never used the CourseKata materials before. So this QR code will help you sign up for that, and it'll cover the first year of using the materials for free, plus all the PD. We're also looking for teachers to pilot some algebra materials that we have. So again, we're trying to help as many of us here to make algebra relevant and engaging and help connect data to algebra. So if you're interested in that, we've got the QR code for more info. And then my last slide, I think, yeah, is our teaching innovation potluck next month. Every year we have this annual innovation potluck where all the teachers come and share their innovations over the past year and what's really working well in their classrooms. We call it a feast of ideas. So feel free to join us. And you can also bring your own ideas. And I think that's it for me. I'll go ahead and put my email in the chat as well if anybody wants to reach out with further questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sailor. Really appreciate it. All right, next we are going to hand it off to Tim Jacoby from Think Data Ed and IDS.
All right, thank you. Yes, thanks for hearing us out, and just would love to share with you about Introduction to Data Science. It was the pioneer in the data science offerings at the high school level and has been improving ever since. It's been around since 2014, originally launched in partnership with LAUSD with funding from the National Science Foundation. It was featured on Freakonomics for increasing rigor as well as relevance in the classroom. And as you can see, we've been in hundreds of schools across, we're actually in 21 states now, and it's all designed for high school students. Next slide, please. And so one of the most important things that we've done is we designed this curriculum for high school students with high school students in mind. So with an eye towards the Common Core State Standards, given when it came out, one nod we always like to give is to the American Statistical Association for the guidelines for assessment and instruction in statistics education. We have two fellows of the American Statistical Association directly involved with this project. It addresses computational thinking print practices as well as utilizes universal design for learning. And if you're not familiar with that, we build accommodations for students that are high needs learners directly into the lessons. One of the things I like to describe the course as is essentially a unicorn in the education space, in that it will meet the needs of your most struggling learners who have otherwise given up on math and don't think it's for them. It re-engages them in a way I've never seen in my 25 years in higher education, to the point where students are excited to go to school. They never have to ask the question of when will I ever learn this? But at the same time, it equally challenges your students from AP Stats and AP Computer Science. We have several blog posts and other anecdotes from students who have gone on to major in computer science, and how this course has inspired them to do so after just being so much more engaged than, the traditional AP Stats course. So next slide, please. One of the most important parts of the curriculum is engaging students directly in the data science cycle, which has, again, its basis in the GAZE framework from the American Statistical Association. Students pose their own questions, they collect their own data, they analyze the data and interpret the data. We have campaigns that the students collect data on either an app or on the website, where they're putting in their own information as they go through the course and learn how to code in R. They then compare their data to national data sets that have over 30,000 data entry points to see how they compare to different groups across the country, which then inspires them to learn, and they ultimately put together their own campaign. And again, the relevancy of what they're learning in this course is direct and apparent from day one. So can you go to the next slide, please? One thing we launched, we have, in addition to professional learning, which I'm going to talk about next, but Layla is our AI tool for teachers. We developed and trained that tool specifically from another area of support that we offer our teachers, which is our ticketing system. Teachers will just email support@thinkdataed.org with any questions. They'll get a response within an hour or two as they're engaging with the curriculum. But Layla has been not only trained on the curriculum, but also trained on all those tickets that we've received over the years. So the teachers have many of their answers right at their fingertips. Layla can speak in different languages when we are partnering with students and districts and with students in different that speak different languages. It will help write exit tickets or entry tickets into the classroom. It'll do quizzes, tests, A version, B version, so students don't cheat if you have that issue at all. And so Layla is a great resource and tool. In addition to the ticketing system, we also do office hours every month for our teachers as they're implementing it. And we have Google Community Group, which other groups have met too. The majority of the curriculum has 20 labs or so intertwined with lessons that are fully developed across 4 units where students directly learn how to code in R all throughout the semester. R is the industry standard for statisticians and data scientists and what is most commonly used. It's used at Google for data science. We believe in teaching the students directly in R coding language. And so that is intertwined throughout the course. Next slide, please. I mentioned the PD. Our PD is different in that it is designed, we use a simple model where the participants who often are new to teaching statistics and coding, have never done either, and feel very overwhelmed when they first come to the course. We have done extensive research on this and across a very well-developed sort of just-in-time PD model offered across 9 days throughout the year. Teachers will learn the material both as a student or experience it as a student, but then also take a step backwards and discuss it as a teacher as to why instructional decisions were made, why the activities were set up in a certain way. The summer offerings, we offer 3 days of PD, 3 days in June, 3 days in July, and 3 days in August. And on that, we train teachers on implementing the first unit of the curriculum, as well as all the technology associated with the course, because there's an interactive portal and lots of other web tools that I didn't have time to go all over. But then the just-in-time training, we spread out the remaining 6 days all throughout the year. So early fall, there'll be 2 days focused on Unit 2. Late fall, 2 days focused on Unit 3, and then in early spring, there'll be 2 days focused on Unit 4. And again, that has been tried and researched over the past 10 years to find this model that works. Next slide, please. This was in the event we had to do just one slide, but it basically contains all the information about IDS right in one spot. It's a full year online course. One thing about the PD is all synchronous and virtual. It's also delivered by either active or former teachers of IDS. As we mentioned, it's aligned with the ASA guidelines. It has been offered as both a non-AP statistics course, but also as a computer science course or data science course. The PD is extensive. The first 3 days we require. The other 6 days are optional, but highly, highly encouraged, especially for new teachers to the field. There are technology costs because of the R Studio licensing fees, and those are $60 per year per student. And we can, obviously, the other thing I want to mention is the professional development for 26-27 due to support from Gates and Valhalla Foundations is completely free. Which we're excited. That's all 9 days. Both are 3 required plus the 6 optional. And it's also offered on, through the cloud servers, so it doesn't do a drain at all on your school or tech systems. And we are very compliant with all data privacy agreements. So next slide, please. It's just our summary. Think Data Ed. I will put my email in the chat. One other thing I just want to mention is we are experts in data science as well as statistics all across grades K through 12. So we can do customized professional development offerings. All you have to do is reach out to info@thinkdataed, which I just put in the chat. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Tim. All right, next we are going to move over to Ksenia to present on data 6 and data 8.
Hi, can you hear me well?
We can.
Perfect. Can we go to our slides, please? Thank you. All right, so once again, I'm Ksenia. I'm a project manager for community college partnerships. I'm going to present on data 6 and data 8, which are two intro to data science classes that are slightly distinct. First, can you go to the next slide? So oh, wait, I feel like there was another one on data 6, but okay. Data 6 is a course called Intro to Computation for Data Science. It doesn't have a lot of statistics. It's mostly just Python coding, specifically with the data science library that was created at UC Berkeley. Students also learn to apply to answer social science concepts, social science problems by analyzing the data given to them. That course is not a part of the major, but have been developed to be offered as a bridge course, summer bridge course initially. It is currently being updated as a collaboration between UC Berkeley, UC Merced, Tuskegee, and Lenny and Berkeley Community Colleges. So the curriculum is available online and you can see the textbook as well, but it will be updated in the next year as well. So this is exciting news, but in case you wanted to reach out to us to see the materials, I can send you the website and the email later in the chat. This course is not currently being offered in many community colleges because it's not a official part of the major, but we're being asked about it a lot, so hopefully we'll be able to make it transferable within California and make it more accessible for high schools as well. And the next course is Data 8. Can we go to the next slide? Sorry. Oh, so we switched slides. I'm sorry about that. That's on me. So Data 8 is also a Berkeley class. This is officially a part of the major. It's sort of the first class students take coming into the major. It's run again in Python, in Jupyter, on Jupyter Notebooks. This course is an official Intro to Data Science class, so it includes both programming concepts and inferential thinking. So students learn statistics and learn how to apply these concepts programmatically, answer questions programmatically as well. It's currently being articulated to more than 25 community colleges. 25 are officially transferring it to UC Berkeley right now. But the community is growing, and this is the one course that has been offered in a few high schools as well, and we would love to help you offer it if you are interested in that. Usually for high schools, this course is offered as like a full year course instead of just a semester like at Berkeley. It's kind of stretched over 2 semesters of 4 quarters in the high schools that we worked with so far. But it's kind of an exciting course. Students are not required to have any knowledge besides like high school algebra before they take the course. They're learning how to both program and they learn interest to stats as well in the course itself over the course of the semester, but they learn to apply those skills directly to real life data, real world data. Next slide, I guess. Sorry. And we're also running the National Workshop on Data Science Education. We run it every year in June. This year it will be 3 days only. It's on Berkeley campus. It's free to attend. Spaces, in-person spaces are very limited. We only can offer to 100 people every year, but you can join us online as well. I mean, sign up. Applications is open. The link is on the slides, and I'll send it in the chat as well. We would love to see some of you if you can make it. But as I said, the spaces are limited in person, but not limited online, so you can still participate. And at the National Workshop on Data Science Education, there will be many conversations about Data 8 and Data 6, of course, the courses themselves, and some kind of a PD development. You will be able to learn about the thoughts that went into developing the course itself, of course, but also we'll be able to run the labs from a student perspective. So it's an amazing PD opportunity, but we'll also have more panels and talks related to data science education and AI in California and nationwide. So would be glad to see you there. Please sign up. And let me see, I don't remember if we had more slides actually. Cloud Bank, yes. And if you would like to offer Data 8 or Data 6 or other data science classes run in Jupyter notebooks, please reach out to us. We will be able to help you with the Jupyter infrastructure, some kind of data hub, Jupyter hub for your educational needs. We have a grant with Cloud Bank. Would be happy to help. And I'll send an email in the chat as well, so you can reach out to us directly if you have any questions about Data 6, Data 8, or Cloud Bank.
Great. Thank you so much, Ksenia. All right. Just a quick note for those of you to let you know, we are running a little bit behind. We did join a little late with our technical difficulties. So if anyone does need to hop off, please know that the recording will be sent to you as registrants. So we will be sure to get that to you if you can't join live for this portion. But in the meantime, we are going to keep going. Excited to now pass it over to our providers who offer professional development options. And we are going to start off with Kristen Hunter-Thompson from DataSpire.
Hi, everybody. We focus on inspiring teachers to integrate data into their classrooms. And we work primarily with science, social studies, as well as math teachers. And this says we work K-12. Really, we're elementary, middle, and those early high school classes. So prior to these incredible advanced high school courses that we have been hearing about, we work with teachers to think about how do we get those in across all of our different subject areas. And our real emphasis is on how do we foster conversations across subject areas and across grade bands. So that's what we're doing primarily during the school year. So during the summer, we have a little bit of different kinds of offerings that we provide with synchronous or asynchronous professional learning, as well as our suite of educational resources that are available. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about those. So next slide, Leellen. We will be in and around the country all this summer, most in June. It's actually entertaining, like everything's happening in June for us. And I do want to give a special shout out if any of you are in the Mountain West. We still have a few more spots in our program, June 15th through 18th. It's a kickoff for a full year stipended project that we're running through Thank You National Science Foundation, working with middle school science teachers. So if you're in the Mountain West, you teach middle school, and you're a science teacher, please make sure to click on that link once the slides come out and register to join us June 15th through 18th. But we're in a variety of different places doing synchronous work. But what I really wanted to share out and offer as some resources to you all are our asynchronous options that you can do whenever you would like this coming summer. So the next slide, we'll start to think about what some of those asynchronous offerings are. We've put these into 4 different categories. So this first one that we're calling our essential ideas. If you're trying to get a sense of what are these skills that we would want to integrate or want to think really strategically about integrating data into our current curriculum. Sorry, I should say we are curriculum agnostic and tool agnostic because we share out all the wonderful work that you've heard from all of these other providers, content partners today. So, but what are the skills? What should it actually be looking like for our students? And so we've got our building blocks of data literacy, which is K-12. What are these different skills? What does that look like that you can look through vertically and any grade level, but also horizontally to see how those progress over time? And we've developed rubrics K-8 of what would it actually look like? How do we assess our students on those skills? So those are both freely available for you to access, to integrate in and think about, have conversations if you're doing summer PL with your colleagues, or to think about when you come back and we're doing our in-service days at the start of the next school year. So next slide. Another one of our buckets is finding and organizing data. And so we've got a what to ask resource of sort of how do you think about when students are being exposed to data across these different grade levels? What should we be asking to help bring them in, as Veronique was saying, into this exploratory data analysis? And some places that we point towards on where to find authentic and relevant data. So there's all of the databases that are included in these programs that we've heard about, as well as some that are being supported and made available by wonderful federal and state agencies that are still funded, as well as some others that are purposely put together for our students in our K-12 spaces. And so we just have a repository of where to find some of those. So the next slide. But maybe you're looking for resources about helping your students get better at graphing and analyzing data in the coming year. And so our Confusion to Clarity, 3 Steps to Master Graphing is an entirely asynchronous online course that you can take. We've developed it to take about 4 hours of your time, a mini course, and thinking about what are the common graph types that show up in our science, social studies, and math classrooms in K-12, how to teach them, how to go about them, why we make those different types of data visualizations. So that might be an option. The graph choice matrix gets at that. When do we use different visualization types? So you can jump into that resource. It's built out for you as teachers, as well as can be parlayed and used as a classroom activity with your students in the coming school year. We also have built out these data moves table toppers, or what are the actual actions that we're taking when we are working with data. This is actually a student-facing resource, but I wanted to call it out here as a great reminder of sort of something that we could look at over the summer to think about, could this work? It's been built as something that you can literally leave on the table to help your students get a sense of what are we doing, or what could we be doing when we are working with data, when they're working with data in your lessons. And then our advancing pattern recognition resource is really pushing our students to move beyond just it goes up and down, or beyond it's a positive relationship, and really push them into deeper, more nuanced understanding of identifying patterns within the data, regardless of what grade level they're at, in grade appropriate ways. Or maybe what you're actually really looking for, Liel, in our last slide, has to do with helping our students interpret and use the data, use that data for a purpose, which is especially important in our science and social studies classrooms. So here we have our, what does it actually take, as Jocelyn was mentioning, building out that claims evidence reasoning that's so important in that structure in our science classrooms, but also in building out our argumentation from evidence in our social studies classrooms. And so we also have our CER with argumentation versus explanation. So range of resources that you can explore on your own. Thanks for sticking around to the end, and thanks for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kristen. All right, next we are going to pass it over to Jima, who is going to talk a little bit about NC State and the InStep platform.
Well, I appreciate everybody sticking around, so I will be very brief. If you would like to contact me about any of these opportunities I share, this is my email address. I work with a team at the Friday Institute. We're the hub for innovation in statistics and data science education. And so, Leanne, if you would go to the next slide. I'm going to talk about 2 opportunities related to one of our projects in STEP. We have a lot of wonderful people and experts in different areas working on this project. We have partners at RTI, we have instructional designers, and we have experts in mathematics, statistics, and data science education. And the project is currently funded by NSF. So if we could go to the next slide. What I want to share with you is we have a platform that we've designed with our partners at RTI. It's the InStep Professional Learning Platform. It's an online experience that you would probably experience asynchronously. Right now, and for the foreseeable future, the platform is completely free. You do have to go in and register. Teachers have the opportunity to learn at their own pace, when they have the time, when they're ready. And there's also opportunities to earn professional credit hours and CEUs, if that's what you call them in your districts. We do focus on 912 plus, 612 plus, so even into the introductory statistics, but there is something even for K5 educators. So instepwithdata.org is where you can actually access our learning platform. And if you would go to the next slide, I just want to highlight a couple of features of the platform. So we like to organize learning opportunities into two big categories. One is an opportunity to engage in data investigations, where you learn about practices and dispositions and habits of mind related to working with data. You have the opportunity to work with real data sets, and it's scaffolded for you and also connects to things you would do in practice. The other opportunity to learn is through our modules. So we've created modules that we think are really important to the work that teachers do. So these big ideas in statistics and data, these practices that are really important. And for example, things like, can I go out and find some tasks, lesson plans, how do I lead discourse and argumentation? So you'll see the 7 areas that we highlighted, and you can go into each of these modules and learn more about organizing your classroom around data, around these different ideas. And our platform has some key features that we think are really helpful, that teachers tell us are helpful anyway. It really, we focused on trying to help you be able to use this when you're ready and you have the time. So there's a dashboard where you can go in, you can review what you've done, you can see where you've left off, you can save resources and put them in playlists. And there's the ability to actually share those playlists with a private group or a whole group. So imagine you want to do this experience with other teachers, or you're a professional development provider. You can go ahead and customize the resources in here. We create a lot of resources, but we also curate a lot. So I think we highlight almost all the curricula that was shared, IDS, Bootstrap, CourseKata, Skew the Script. We also lead you to other resources. The last thing I want to say about this is that this is an opportunity also to think about professional learning with different models. So please reach out to us if you want to think about doing something hybrid. We do synchronous professional learning. We also do in-person professional learning. We do hybrid where people can use things within the platforms. And we have lots of experience at the K-12 level, but lots of experience as data science and statistics educators and mathematics educators. So if you need us, please reach out. We're very happy to help you and customize professional learning for you. And so I'll be really quick with the last slide. There's still an opportunity. Notice the deadline. I might have cut that off, but it's actually tomorrow. So if you know a teacher or you are a teacher that's really excited to come to the beautiful mountains of North Carolina for a week and learn about data science and how to integrate that in your classroom, we partner with the School of Science and Math. And there are opportunities for everyone at the beginning of their data science experience, incorporating that, or people that are already using R with their students. So if you're interested, please also share that. They're one of our partners, and we will be there supporting that professional development. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Jima. All right. Last but definitely not least, we are going to pass this over to Casey Maddox from ASA and NCTM.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us and for hanging in there. I work presently with the American Statistical Association as the Director of Data Science for K-12 Education Outreach. And through the Joint Committee for ASA and NCTM, we have organized, and for several years now under different names, but now our new name is Stats and DataNet. And it's simply meant for teachers preparing students for this data revolution that you can clearly see we're all in. I've put the link to our page for Stats and DataNet. It's free online professional learning for K-12 teachers and teacher educators to support the teaching of data and statistics. It's accessible both synchronously and asynchronously. We are happy to be looking at a K-12 approach. And also in all that we do, we are looking at lessons that you could actually incorporate into your own classroom immediately. It's presented by nationally known and internationally known statisticians and classroom practitioners as well. Our very last session for the 25-26 year is going to be offered next week on April 14th. It's a lesson for upper elementary grades offered through our folks at the University of Chicago STEM Educators Data Science for Elementary Teachers. And it will be from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the 14th. Again, you can go to the link that I've listed there on the slide and be able to register for that. And you can also then access it later on asynchronously. As we look toward 26-27, we'll have our summer workshop, which is July 28th from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll feature a keynote session and then 10 participant sessions for elementary, middle, high school, advanced statistical concepts as well. We'll have 2 time slots that are there, and 5 sessions will be offered during each time slot. You can choose from those time slots. And again, all of those recordings will be available later. All of the resources from our summer workshop will be available as well to you. And then we'll have 4 to 5 additional professional learning sessions, much like our April 14th session will be handled on Tuesdays, different Tuesdays across the year from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, all with a focus on how can K-12 teachers have access to resources for them to use immediately in their own classrooms. As others have done, I am putting in the chat my email address. If you have questions, I'll be happy to connect you or to get you answers about that. So please join us for Stats and DataNet this year. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Casey. All right. I just want to say a thank you to everyone for, again, hanging in there with us. That was a lot of information and just a wonderful group of people showcasing the opportunities that we've curated for teachers to grow their own data science confidence and implement it meaningfully in the classroom. Please see this link in the chat for our website that showcases each of these opportunities, but don't hesitate to reach out to any of the content partners if you want to learn more about their programs. And real quickly, I do want to put in a plug for our next webinar entitled Middle School Data Tools on May 4th at 6 p.m. Eastern. This webinar explores bringing data science into middle school spaces and interactively walking teachers through technology tools available that can help facilitate that work. So if you already know you want to jump in on this opportunity, we're going to go ahead and put the link in the chat so you can go ahead and register for that session as well. Finally, I want to go ahead and plug our resource center on Data Science for Everyone's website. You can navigate this to find out more information about many of the resources that were shared today, as well as others that you can explore. And finally, I just want to thank you all for taking the time to talk with us about this topic, learning about summer opportunities, and just request that you make sure you're following us on our Data Science for Everyone community channels to learn more about events like this one. We have a Slack channel you can engage with. We have a newsletter that is always chock full of opportunities. You can also find us on LinkedIn and Twitter. And with that, thank you again for your patience. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for your partnership in making data science thrive. We appreciate it. Good to see you all. Have a great rest of your day.